All right. Hey guys, Chris here with Josh, and we've got a special guest tonight, our good friend Keith Gibbs from, or as we like to call him, the Raleigh Llama, uh, from Fayetteville Comic Con. We're gonna do a pre-interview, kind of talk about what's going to happen this coming weekend at the Fayetteville Comic Con, which is happening from the 13th through the 15th. So welcome, Keith. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Brothers Boyd. Josh, always great to see you guys, and looking forward to you joining us this weekend as our content developers along our celebrity row.
Awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to being here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. So, a little bit different than what we had in April. You want to go ahead and kind of give us an idea of what people can look forward to when they show up to this version of Fayetteville Comic Con?
Absolutely. So, over the last several years, over 5 shows, Fayetteville Comic Con really prides ourselves for not having the same show twice, and especially not the same show twice in a year. We originally expanded to 2 shows, basically on the demands of the fans, that they were really looking for a homegrown Southeast North Carolina convention that features everything geek, not just comics, not just horror, not just anime, not just wrestling, not just toys and collectibles, but a little bit of everything, which is kind of unique as shows have developed. We try to keep our core in comic books. So, we have a very great comic lineup, a great comic creator package. We have a featured guest hosted by the Dragon's Lair, one of the premier comic shops in Fayetteville. George's Genti will be joining us for the first time, never done our show before. And if you're following any of his work, he's doing some really cool art on The Mandalorian. He also did, High Republic, some other Star Wars titles. But we're going to have a lot of those Mandalorian comics for people to meet George, get signed, as well as the Comic Creator Package has a cover that he did for the Hispanic Heritage Month, which was a Justice League cover with the female Question character on it. It's just a really cool cover.
Renee Montoya.
yes, thank you. But then we're also going to be joined by Jeremy Clark. This will be his second time at our show. Jeremy does a lot with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, a bunch of other titles. But we always try to keep that Turtles in our fandom because we have a lot of Turtles fans.
Yes.
Eric Allen Henson, Jason Scott Means are also new to our lineup. They've never attended our show, and so we have an opportunity for some new titles there. But then we're going to be joined by Eisner Award winner Chuck Brown, again, one of the best writers in comics in my opinion. Rob Potsy-Pachek and Keen Spot Comics is going to be there. Brian Shear is going to be back, and everybody who happens to procure the comic guest supporter package gets a G.I. Joe comic to get signed, one of Brian's works. We've also elevated Daryl Murphy from the CL Noir studio to an invited comic guest, as Daryl has really been killing it over the last year with his self-published work, Revigen, and some other titles he's working on. But what I'm really also excited about is Troy Dongara, who has done a lot with Keen Spot, did a special cover, exclusive cover for us for Archie title that we partnered with the Dragon's Lair for. So we yet again have another great con exclusive cover that you can only get at Fayetteville Comic Con.
Nice. Now you mentioned the comic package. Tell everybody what that's about.
So because we are a fan run show for fans, we're not a big corporation. We put out these what we call guest sponsor packages. You can think of them as what that VIP was, but since we're a fan run show for fans and nobody's more important than anybody else, we really try to have our invited celebrities and our fans and our guests and our staff all basically be one big family. We call them guest sponsor packages. The Comic Creator Sponsor Package comes with kind of a premium box of Bronze Age comics, as well as those exclusive items from Troy and Brian and George's and Potsy, so that you can go and interface with those creators. But we also have Direwolf Comics, Essential Studios. We have representatives from Highburn Studios are going to be joining us. Some great other comic artists are going to be joining us as well, because we try to keep the comic in Comic-Con. So I think, once again, we're really well represented with people who have never been to Fayetteville before, give our local fans an opportunity to meet some new people, as well as some very well-known names that you may only get a chance to see if you go to Heroes Con or Baltimore Con or one of those bigger Comic-Con shows. A good mix of talent from a good mix of styles. And so, like I said, I think it's going to be a good show. I know people have commented that we're missing some big names, but because we chose to go to the weekend of the 13th, so we could have Friday the 13th as part of our show, that put us in direct competition with New York City Comic Con.
Yes.
So if you're not going to New York City Comic Con, which I know not many people can afford to want to go just for the Thursday afternoon tickets that they can get, I know a lot of those big names will be back as we move forward, but we got a really good, strong lineup of good, solid working artists.
Oh, definitely. And I'm excited to meet Tony because I've got the Kids Slap Shop books and I've had Potsy sign them, but I don't have Tony's signature on
Troy,
them.
Yeah,
Troy.
Yeah.
Troy. Absolutely. And that Kids Slap Shop title is a lot of fun.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them. I need the other 2. So I'm hoping he's got the other 2 with him this weekend.
He will have them. And I would also guess that the guys at the Dragon's Lair may have those in some of the things they bring, because a couple of those he also did as exclusives for the Lair.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So we know there's a comic sponsor. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm pretty sure there's a horror guest sponsor package.
There is.
There's
a horror guest sponsor package that I think is really cool, because not only does that get you into the show early, get you an exclusive horror guest meet and greet, but also gets you some already signed swag from our guests at a heavily discounted rate if you're an autograph seeker. And we always try to get something kind of cool or exclusive, not just a print that you pick up at the table. So in that package, there's a copy of Friday the 13th Part 6 DVD. And I know a lot of people like to get DVDs and Blu-ray covers signed. But we also did an exclusive Friday the 13th print for this very show that features both Tom McLaughlin, who is the writer-director of Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives, and Darcy DeMoss, who played Nikki in that film, as well as a very storied, long Hollywood career. Also in there, we have Heather Matarazzo. Now, I am most excited because Heather is in one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies, The Princess Diaries, but she also represents the Scream franchise well, and we have a Ghostface knife that she'll have signed for everybody in that package. And then Robert Mukes, Rufus from House of a Thousand Corpses, which is in its 20th anniversary year, originally came out in 2004. We have these really cool tin signs that his autograph will be in. And when you think that those autographs typically are $40, $50, $60 each, plus on a unique item, plus thing, I think those are really, really good. So we have a good horror lineup. We're kicking that off Friday night with a viewing of Friday the 13th Part 6. We're kicking that off as part of our first Fayetteville Comic Con Film Festival, where we have 3 5 to 10 minute short horror films produced by some of our fans and young directors in Southeast North Carolina. We really strive to give our fans an opportunity to express and do themselves. So we're going to be premiering 3 of those shorts, then moving into a Q&A with Tom and Darcy, and then showing Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th.
Nice.
So I think that.
And we'll let our viewers know that ticket is an extra 10 for that, and all the proceeds for that are going to go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Yep, as well as everybody in attendance will get that exclusive Friday the 13th print that we had done that you can see on our website. But then we also have a couple guests that are also horror related. We have Monique Dupree joining us again. She'll also be one of the judges for a Cosplay Got Talent competition. And we added Richard Tyson kind of recently, who's done everything from Kindergarten Cop to, Dread horror films, and a pretty, another great working actor in Hollywood. So a great, I think, horror lineup.
That's, I kept looking at his face trying to figure out where, I had seen him and stuff. Kindergarten Cop, you just said that he's the villain. Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah. So, it's a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of actors, but I think when we originally announced that he would be joining us when Tom Fridley unfortunately had to pull out, we thought that would be a good addition and give people a lot of opportunity to really look at his body of work and find something that they relate to, because there's a lot in there that I know I do.
That's awesome. Yep. So we got horror.
And, go ahead, Josh.
We got horror. We got comics. It wouldn't be a Fayetteville Comic Con without Power Rangers.
Absolutely not. When you said that you were a little bit different from the spring, obviously we did a huge partnership with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to be the only con in the country that focused and honored the life and work of Jason David Frank, and to not only celebrate his life, but also to bring attention to mental health awareness and suicide prevention, and make sure that, like I said, we're all looking at our own family as fans of Fayetteville Comic Con and attendees to know that there's opportunities out there for people to get help. But we've never had a show without Power Rangers, and everybody involved in the show is huge fans. And I'm really excited because for a couple shows, we've tried to get Anne-Marie Crouch, Princess Shayla from Power Rangers Wild Force, but she had some issues and had to cancel. And we really lucked out to be able to invite Jack Guzman back, who was with us maybe 3 or 4 shows ago, have Anne-Marie for the first time, but also to add the White Ranger and the Lunar Wolf Ranger from Power Rangers Wild Force, Jessica Ray and Philip Andrew. Also excited that luckily recently the Lunar Wolf Ranger Lightning Collection collectible was released and from Hasbro, and that's going to be part of that Power Rangers package, as well as that tribute coin, the JDF tribute morpher, as well as a full season DVD of Wild Force that again can be signed. And we did an exclusive Wild Force print.
I might need to get that package because I don't have Wild Force. It'd be a good way to do it.
Yep, and part of that package for the value is a special meet and greet, which we're doing on Sunday. I know that some fans have requested that we do something on Saturday. We might, but Sunday happens to be Jessica Ray's birthday, and we're gonna have cake and ice cream.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so why not celebrate a birthday with a Ranger at Fayetteville Comic Con?
That's
absolutely
an opportunity, which I think is going to be super cool. And we're going to be joined by Campbell Cooley. Now, Campbell is a voice actor, but when you go ahead and look up every Power Rangers villain he's provided voices for, you're going to be astonished. And like I said, I believe he is credited as the longest tenured Power Rangers actor by having participated in more seasons than anyone else.
That's cool.
In those roles.
Very
so he's
cool.
recently relocated back to the US from New Zealand. First time in North Carolina. I'm guessing to say maybe one of the first times on the East Coast, unless he's done a Power Morphicon or a Ranger Pop and Stop. So excited about having him join us. And that kind of segues into what our final guest sponsor package is our voice actors. Like we said, we're a fan-run show for fans. Anime is part of that. And we have a great lineup with Lisa Ortiz, Tara Sands, and Amy Birnbaum. Now, because all of them have also voiced Pokemon characters, Lisa actually being the voice director for the Pokemon franchise now.
Wow.
We also did an exclusive Pokemon print there. That anime package has a bunch of Pokemon cards of the Pokemon and trainers that they voiced, as well as just a bunch of other cool stuff. So, we have a great voice actor lineup, as well as, they've done Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, My Hero Academia, and I'm really excited. Amy Birnbaum is brand new to the con circuit, but she was the voice of Kirby.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I'm excited for.
And so we have an exclusive Kirby print for our fans of Amy.
Awesome.
And I think I saw one of them voice someone from One Piece as well.
Yep.
And so I've just recently I watched the live action, and now I might have to go back and watch the anime because they sold me with the live action. So
they're going to be with us. They're going to have panel and one thing, if you've never been to a Fayetteville Comic Con, that is different than I think almost every other con is our invited guests are 100% accessible. Yes. We make sure that they're at their tables basically for the whole show. Obviously they have to go do panels, eat lunch and stuff, but we purposely make it so we don't have lines, don't make you stand in a line for a long period of time, really manage that well. Because our invited guests also like to go out and walk around the show floor and be part of it as well. So, if you're looking for an opportunity to meet some of these at like I said, a really great affordable price, you can get that anime guest sponsor package for what it costs for a single day ticket at GalaxyCon, right? Yeah. So think of those. And we always had one or so oddball sort of guests. And this year, I'm really excited. I was talking to Joshua earlier, Christopher, he came on, is that Gary Somers is going to be joining us. Gary is the king of pop culture collectibles. He is the go-to expert for the value of pop culture items on PBS's Antiques Roadshow, as well as being a certified appraiser of everything from comic books to toys to posters to art, from music to movies to comics, and is just a wealth of knowledge. And he's actually going to be sitting right next to you guys.
Nice.
Oh wow, awesome.
So that's we're gonna have some good conversations, definitely.
Yes.
So just to just kind of finish the lineup, we also like we said earlier, that we want to make sure that we bring wrestling to Fayetteville. And that doesn't necessarily always mean wrestling guests, but we have live wrestling. The 2-6 Academy, local wrestling school, and Next Level Wrestling, the circuit there in the area, always participates in our show, and man, they put on some fun matches. They are definitely some of the most talented professional wrestlers that I have ever had the great opportunity to meet, and are just so excited to always be part of the show. So we have live wrestling going on all day, interactive events all day, vendors, artists. We're going to be joined by Tony the Toy Rat, who's going to be doing a lot of unboxing of Diamond Select pieces. Lafayette Scale Modelers will be back with us, as well as the Rebel Legion, the 501st, Gunstar Triene, the Battlestar Galactica fan club. Our typical lineup of great vendors, but I think we also probably have 30 or 40 new artists and vendors joining us for this show.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And a lot of cosplay, which I know you guys like.
I was going to say the variant's going to be there, I'm sure. So
yep. As well as other cosplay. We're going to be once again joined by Rocky Melvin of Big Rock Cosplay. Nice. Delvecchio Coleman of Design by Delvecchio is actually doing, and I just let him run with it. So I don't know what it is, but there's apparently a cosplay scavenger hunt.
Yes.
And he's finagled like over $1,000 worth of prizes from people, books, prints, movies, experiences, cosplay costumes. And I am telling you again, I have absolutely no idea what it is, but I kind of didn't want to know. He said, can I do this? And I said, yes, that sounds great. And then we got a bunch of great food trucks, some, specialty treat vendors, from fudge to cookies to cakes. It's a festival. Yeah. I tell people that if you want to go to, New York City Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, that's like going to Disney World or Disneyland. If you want to go to Galaxy Con, that's like going to one of the Six Flags. If you want to go to the State Fair, that's what we are.
All
You know, you'll have a good time. You know, you'll see some fun things. You know, there'll be some good food to eat, possibly see some pigs racing around, you know, who knows? But that's what we really strive to be, that interactive, fun-filled, family-friendly event.
And it always is. And everybody's always great. It's a family-friendly show. It's how do I want to say it? It's a safe zone for everyone.
Absolutely.
Regardless of who you are or any of that. It is a safe place for everyone.
Yeah. If it's geek, we got it. If you're geek, you're in the right place.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's my favorite con of the year. I've been to a lot this year. I did my first Galaxy Con this year. And by far Fayetteville is the ticket. It's and
we even walked Heroes Con in Charlotte, and I'd rather be in Fayetteville any day. That was too huge.
And again, all those shows have some great value. It's just for all shows are not the same, and you can't expect them all to be the same. You know, when you have, you know, huge celebrity guests, you know, fans need to understand that they cost $50,000 to bring in. And if we were to do something like that, that means your ticket would go from, you know, less than $30 a day to $150 a day.
Right.
And you'd be standing in a huge line to pay somebody $200 for an autograph. And that's fine, because that's what they are. And we're not trying to replicate that. We're trying to give people a valued experience that fits the you know, ethos and the zeitgeist of Cumberland County and Southeast North Carolina. You know, our fans are the same fans that attend great shows in Florence, in Wilmington, in Myrtle Beach, in Greenville, in Charlotte. You know, we offer that twice a year stop on that circuit for those of us that you know, like me. This is our football.
Yes.
You know, or our concerts or our NASCAR or whatever other people, you know, do. This is what we like to do. And to be able to do that and have that opportunity for cosplayers and collectors and just people who are fans of all things geek to be able to get together now once a month somewhere within 200 miles of the capital of Raleigh is pretty great.
Yes, it
is. You know, I want to applaud you guys for being, you know, part of that circuit and really keeping letting people know what those shows are.
Yeah, we're having a great time, enjoying it. We're excited. I can't wait. You know, we've been getting messages all week, everybody that's going to be there, just to see all of our friends that are going to be there. It's going to be great.
And I think that's also part of it. Yep. You know, there's a lot going on, but it's not insane.
Yes.
There's a lot of people, but it's not crowded that you can't move or get to the restroom or go get a bottle of water or get in line for a guest when they're available. And I've really done a good job over the last several shows of making that opportunity for people to spend time in that space, but also have enough to do all day.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing I love about it. You can get in there at 10 o'clock when the doors open, and you can stay till 5 o'clock when they close, because there's plenty to do.
Yeah.
So
LJ Bowens is again going to be emceeing our main stage. So we're going to have Heroes Debate, Nerd Slam, cosplay karaoke, cosplay lip sync.
Nice.
Leading up to our first ever try at what we're calling Cosplay's Got Talent.
Yes.
Which we have over 24 or 26 individuals or groups competing for cash prizes in a kind of an America's Got Talent style performance. 3 minutes to wow the judges and the audience in dance, theatrical or musical categories, with the only real caveat on that, outside of, you know, being family friendly and sticking to the timetable, is that they got to do it in cosplay. So, you know, if you've ever wanted to see, you know, Darth Vader do a monologue from,
Macbeth.
Macbeth. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be part of it.
To be or not to be Skywalker.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but again,
Cool.
we've had a little bit less, excitement and celebration leading up to this, but that's just kind of the nature of how things ebb and flow with the time that I and our key volunteers have to put into it. But I think we kind of titled the show Back to Basics. We just had a Super Bowl in the spring. More Power Rangers guests that have ever been assembled in North Carolina. Raised money for a great cause. Had a lot of exposure around the world, but now we want to make sure that we're providing once again for our local fans and those that could make it to and spend the weekend with us. I think we have a great guest lineup. And I just got to say again that our guests that we bring to Fayetteville, we always try and strive to make sure that they are accessible, that they are a guest that wants to be there, that wants to share stories and will take the time to talk and speak with fans. And I think we finally, not finally, but I think once again, we've nailed that with this lineup. Just some really cool people that I've had opportunity to meet 70% of them with kind of that goal of being, I want to meet everybody before they come to the show, kind of give them that litmus test.
Awesome.
But I'm searching for comics. We got great comic book dealers. I got a list that I'm going to be banging through long boxes for. I got some toys that I need for looking for some of those holy grails out of that G.I. Joe Classified series. I still need a Mind Bender. I still need a Serpentor in the Air Chariot. I missed the pre-order on the Eel. But in kind of leading up to that, I got hold of a lot of toys from sponsors. Ollie's being one of our sponsors. They gave me opportunity to get a whole bunch of Marvel Legends, Transformers, Power Rangers, other figures that are going to be part of the prize packages at the show. And I was, again, Chris, I'm still eyeing that Ghostmaker up there. I just picked up the 4-pack set that made the Ice King or whatever, but it was the one that I really like that I just got a hold of is the Blackest Night that builds the Atrocitus.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Blackest Night Superman, Batman, the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, and the Black Lantern Hawkman.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, see,
Very cool.
you can't see well, but I'll lift my camera up a little bit. My grails are right up there.
there you go.
78 Superman, Lex, and Zod.
Yep.
The 78 film.
Yeah. So I know we're right up on our time. I want to thank you guys for taking the opportunity to talk a little bit and give fans a little bit of a preview, since I haven't had a real chance to do any State of the Cons. But Fayetteville Comic Con is this weekend, October 14th and 15th. We have that pre-show to support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Friday the 13th, Part 6 showing, and Q&A meet and greet with Tom McLaughlin and Darcy DeMoss, as well as just things popping up all through the weekend that I'm proud to say I don't know anything about, because the modelers and the 501st and some of the guests and my cosplay coordinators and the fanels and the video game guys, the Pokemon Stadium guy, they just know that they get to do whatever they want and bring a fun and cool experience, and I don't need to micromanage them. So there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff there as well. Get there early Saturday, enjoy the day, but don't think that you can get it all done in a day. So if you're local, buy that weekend pass, because there's also some good, unique stuff going on Sunday.
Yes, make sure you're there. Whatever your fandom, come out, because it's going to be fun, and there's going to be something there for you.
Yep, Fayetteville Comic Con. If it's geek, we got it.
Yes. Awesome, guys. We will see you at the con.